the conversation about what we were talking about before, where I kind of got myself a Fiesta and thinking to myself like, oh, well, this is just going to be a car that I roll with. And now knowing that, you've actually ran one on a track and work with it and actually built it, to me, it's a big deal. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. So
JG, don't you think that we need to have a counter like up here, and every time he
How many
says,
times you mentioned the Fiesta?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
well, the first thing JG did say was, hey, well, it didn't have a lot of power though. So.
no,
yeah,
thank you.
no, it did well, and the car that we ran, we built it, this was in the early days of B-Spec. We built a B-Spec Fiesta, and actually the folks at Capaldi Racing gave us a lot of help with that. They were fantastic to work with, and some folks I had not worked with before, and made some good friends there. But we ran it in the World Challenge race at Mid Ohio, and part of the competition spec for that car was a restrictor plate that I could barely get my thumb through. Like, it was just absolutely tiny. So you probably have a much faster Fiesta than I drove. Now,
Wait,
mine was a little bit lighter than yours.
They put a restrictor plate on.
That's the one right there. Look.
Yeah, they put a restrictor plate on a 118 horsepower car. Yeah.
So you're gonna have to explain that one to me. I don't get that.
Oh yeah. So now I have to explain racing rules. If it makes any sense.
Right.
I think they basically just wanted to equalize the horsepower was equalized on essentially the lowest power car in the class, which I think was probably the Mini at that point.
So we want to kick him out.
Yeah, so they basically just there she is. They basically just downgraded everything to the power of the Mini, and I want to say it dynoed out like under 110 horsepower at the wheels by the time it was all done. But it was really light. It had big sticky Pirellis on it, so you hit the brakes and the thing just absolutely stops like it's hitting a wall.
Yeah, right.
But we were out there with TCB and then the TCA cars, and it's crazy to see a Honda Civic go by you like it's a GP car. But it made for great racing, because literally you really had to make a commitment to the throttle, and if you got on the throttle too early in a corner, between the fact that it was a turbocharged car and the fact that
just couldn't recover.
Right. So if you got on the gas too early and you realize you were offline, it's like, hey man, I got to live with being offline, and that means I got to drive through the grass a little bit. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to stay on the gas, because getting off the gas is a disaster. You just watch people drive away from it.